Hi everybody, how's it going today? Thanks for watching another video. We're taking delivery of a used milk silo here. There was a plant, milk plant, a bottling plant about 2 hours from us that shut down here. Would have been last fall or so, I believe. And they're selling everything out of the plant, and they had a few milk silos. This is it's a insulated but non-refrigerated silo. We've been looking for a bigger water tank for a few years, and this kind of fit what we were looking for. It's 15,000 gallons. Got a couple of access ports on the bottom so we can fill and draw out of the tank at the same time. The plan is to put this in place there. That's a small white tank there. That's our current water tank, about 3,500 gallons. Plans to remove that. Cut the concrete out, pour footings for this silo, get this in place and get it hooked up, and then we've got a lot more water storage than we currently have. In the summertime we add a second tank to the one that's sitting there now just to give us some more water storage, but this will more than double our storage, because in the summertime we've got two 3,500 gallon tanks there. In the wintertime we use just the one insulated one. Gives us a little more reassurance if we have water trouble. Got a few more hours of water storage, and it'll also help with our plate cooler. I can show you guys that maybe a little bit later here. All of our water that comes into the farm goes through our plate cooler and then into our water tank. But when we're using a lot of water in the summertime, when it's hot, cows are drinking a lot, we can't get enough water through our plate cooler to keep up, so we have to bypass, and that's not good for cooling. Obviously we want to try to get all that water through our plate cooler, then we're more efficiently cooling our milk with our water. So this will give us a bigger buffer to where if we're drawing more water, then we're able to get through our plate cooler. We don't have to bypass, because we'll just catch back up once our water usage goes down again. Make things a little bit easier that way. But we needed an insulated tank because it sits outside. So this really kind of worked out good for us, because we got this tank for a reasonable price because it's not refrigerated and it's close by. The plan for now is to lift it up on either side with our payloader and telehandler. We're going to set it on the floor here, and then I think we're going to try painting it, giving it a coat of paint. It's actually in pretty good shape still. Was repainted at some point, I'm assuming, because it's yeah, it looks like it's still in really good shape. But I'm gonna drop it down here, paint it, get all this concrete work done over here, get things prepped a little bit, and then there's a crane company out of Jamestown that put our milk silo up. We'll probably hire them to lift it up and set it in place here at sometime this summer. Well, let's get some chains hooked up here, get this thing unloaded. Not sure how much of that I caught because my camera fell over. The wind blew my camera over. We've got it set in place here. We ended up swapping and putting the payloader on the top and the telehandler on the bottom because the bottom is heavier. That worked out a little bit better. We were just able to lift it. We actually put our skid steer on the back of our telehandler just to make sure that the back stayed on the ground. We're right on the limit there. We just lifted it straight up, drove the truck out, and then dropped it straight down. I'm not sure if I caught that on camera or not, or if it already fell over at that point. Got a little rust on the bottom here, but actually in pretty good shape. Looks like it was coated here with something at some point. We're gonna clean this all up, probably knock all that insulation off, repaint it, and we are gonna paint the outside too. Try to match the color of our milk silo, because it's gonna be standing not quite right beside it, but pretty close to it. And then so we got vent line, wash line, and then in and out there. Gonna have to try to figure out kind of how we're going to do this. We might fill with the wash line, or we're gonna fill and draw to the bottom. But we want to make sure we're circulating that water in the winter time. So that's a little bit of a worry if we're filling in the bottom and drawing out of the bottom. If we're not getting that top water circulated, probably not good for water quality, and also we have the potential of it freezing up there. So we'll see. I want to jump in it, walk up to the top, and see how that wash system works up there, if we can decouple that easily, or if we need to cut things apart. I don't know if I really want to do that. But we've got some time to figure that out. We need to get the concrete there prepped first so that we can put this thing in place. We need to put some footings in there because it's just a concrete slab that our water tanks are sitting on now. So that's not going to work for this thing. I don't want it tipping over. I'm out in the field here, right next to the farm. We seeded forage mix here. Was able to get my drone up here just as Scott was finishing seeding this field. So there was corn here last year for silage. What we're putting in here now, it's a mix of a few different things. So it's mainly sorghum Sudan grass, and there's some Italian ryegrass, a couple clovers, and hairy vetch in this mix. So the idea is we're going to cut it 3 times. That's the plan anyways. First cutting should be about 40-45 days after seeding. and then about a month after that, and then about a month again after that, really as late as we want to go at that point, because this is just a 1-year crop. So something we've never done before, but kind of interested to see if we can make some high quality feed out of this mix. Would give us a lot more options as far as rotating our ground, getting forage production off our ground, which is really what I'm looking for, and not having a 4-year commitment of alfalfa, which alfalfa is a good crop to rotate with. It's really good for the soil, but you need at least four years. You need to give it at least 4 years, otherwise it just doesn't make sense financially to go 1 or 2 years and then go to the next crop again. So I'm interested to see how this will do this year. The sorghum Sudan grass I know will grow really good because we've grown some of that in the past, but I'm curious to see if we can get the quality high enough to where it makes sense for us to feed this to our milking cows. So it was seeded, we rolled it, pushed the rocks down if there were rocks. There were a few weeds, as you can see here. I did have Tyson spray this with Roundup right after we seeded it. We've got a few hundred acres of this. This field here is about 80-85 acres, and then there's a field a half mile north of the dairy that's 120 acres. That other field we didn't spray because we were able to seed right after planting. We were able to seed right after tillage, but this field here was just about a week after we tilled it, and I didn't want to till it again. So I had Tyson spray just to knock down some of these few weeds that had started popping up. But in theory, this should come out of the ground really quick. It's been warm, got some sun, plenty of moisture, so I think we should see this crop here coming up in no time. Be interested to see what this looks like and how it looks like once we cut it, what the quality is, protein. Definitely share that with you guys as we go through this little trial here. It's a few days later here. Just want to wrap up this video. It's Father's Day here today, so happy Father's Day to all the dads that are watching. Just spending the Sunday with Ian and Eli here. Doing a little work in the shop, just serviced the skid steer and the lawnmower.
Happy Father's Day, everyone! Happy Father's Day, everyone!
Thanks, guys. Just did a few odd jobs. Need to finish making lists for tomorrow morning's preg check. Wanted to show you guys the heifers that are going to the county fair here. It's next week. We're going to be bringing the heifers there Tuesday evening. They'll be there for the whole week essentially. I'm probably going to pick them up Saturday. I would think Saturday or Sunday. I didn't ask. But the majority of them have been trimmed and washed up. They look pretty good. It's kind of this barn is kind of dark on the camera, so it's hard to really get a good look at them here, but maybe I'll hop in the pen. Yeah, watch out, Ian. Red girls, brown Swiss. Hey girl. A few heifers outside here. They look good. Ready for everyone to see them at the fair. So they'll go down Tuesday evening, like I said, and then the public has a chance to look at them essentially the whole time that the fair is open. What do you guys think? Do they look good? Yeah? Huh?
Happy Father's Day! Happy Father's Day, everyone! Happy Father's Day!
We'll end the video here. If you guys have questions, comments, post them down below. Appreciate you guys watching, and hopefully we'll see you in the next video.